Want to go far in business and in life? You can't do it alone. The secret is expanding your network of personal relationships, building friendships, connecting on an intimate level, away from the office, over a coffee or cocktail. Welcome to All In with Nate Payo, the show that asks what happens when you go all in and leverage the power of your network of personal relationships.
And we're live. This is Nate Payo with the All In podcast. So this will be quick. I was thinking about this topic on my morning walk this morning, and I was also thinking after the walk of not doing it. And I just thought, hey, we have to do the things we don't want to do. We have to push ourselves past our insecurities, whether or not this is a good topic to talk about, or if it's something that there's follow-up, or there's just something that needs to be done with it. Part of it also is, if I have this in my head and I don't get it out, it's going to linger, it's going to like fester, and it's just going to kind of create some anxiety that I don't want to deal with if I don't get it out. And this is about how to conquer your inner demons. I was thinking about that. I was listening to some music. I was thinking about pumped up stuff and people like overcoming and battle and overcome, like beating people out of what they're in competition with. Kind of weird for thinking about songs like that, but a lot of how this message of like, you know, like, hey, we're not going to be beat down. We're going to overcome. I was listening to like Dropkick Murphys and some country songs too. And it resonated with me is that like, we don't have to be in battle with other people to be successful or to become a better version of ourselves. What we have to do is we have to conquer ourselves internally. And it led to this thought of the demons inside of us, or the beasts. And I wanted to name the beasts. And I first thought like I had the good demon and the bad demon and the good angel sitting on your shoulders, the conscious, do this, do that. And think of it as like the yin and the yang. The circle is us. Inside are two parts, the black and the white. The white symbolizes the good and the black symbolizes the bad. But within the white, there's also black, a little black spot that shows even within the good, there's some bad, there's some evil. And even within the bad, there's some good. And I thought about it and I thought, hey, you know, I'm not, the inner conflict I have within me is not this man versus evil, good versus bad war going on. It's really a mixture of two competing personalities that sometimes one is right and sometimes the other is right. Some are strong, some are bad, and they have good and they have bad qualities, and they complement each other. So I thought about naming my personalities with the idea of, hey, we have beasts inside of us. If we want to go beast mode, we want to unleash the beast, we need to accept those. We need to call them out when they're needed. For me, I'm by birth a Leo in the zodiac sign. So I adopted the lion as my avatar, my beast, my inner spirit animal, so you might say. And I didn't always think that was my inner animal. Like I was like, I'm a Leo, but you know, I kind of like bears, I kind of like tigers. But I started telling myself, you're a lion, you're a Leo, you're this majestic beast that's got a lot of pride, but a lot of shortcomings too, when you find out all the pros and cons about a Leo. And I started adapting that, and it became my spirit animal and who I identified with. So within me, I have two beasts. They're both lions. I decided to name one Johnny. Started off with Johnny Weakness because I thought he's the weak one, but he's not just Johnny Weakness. He's Johnny Jump the Fence. He's the one that wants to change ideas. He's Johnny Momentum. He's Johnny Good Time. He's Johnny Fun. He's Good Time Johnny. He's all these things. That's really a person that is my extroverted side, the person that wants to chase things, that wants to push the limits, that wants to be in your face, that wants to be extra. And then there's Scotty Strong and Scott the Rock. And Scott is the person that is reserved. He's the strong one. If there's words to define him, it'd be consistency. It'd be persistence. It would be the introverted side, the one that's going to push me to show up when I don't want to show up. Whereas Johnny's the one that wants to have crazy ideas. He wants to get out there. He wants to meet people. He wants to be in your face, not in a bad way, but just like this explosive energy. But he gets tired. He gets distracted. He gets lost in his thoughts and wants to chase different ideas. And while it's good that he's getting out there and putting himself out there, he wants to lose focus. He wants to try something new. And that's where Scotty Rock comes in. Scotty Strong is the one that says, no, we need to show up every day. We need a persistence. Scotty moves at a slow pace. Scotty builds momentum. He can't be stopped. If Johnny Momentum is the unstoppable force, then Scotty Rock is the immovable object. And these two will come into clashes and blow up at times, but they're also very complementary of each other. And Scotty Rock's got his own problems. He's the one that's going to stick to the plan regardless if it needs to be changed. He's the one that's going to just keep pushing ahead, keep chugging ahead when sometimes we need to stop. We need to evaluate. We need to reconfigure. He's the one that's introverted. He's the one that's not going to take risks. He's the one that's going to overthink things. He's going to move at a slow pace. And when Johnny Momentum gets too far ahead and needs some help, Scotty's not there to save the day. And so sometimes it flounders. So the reason why I wanted to start naming my personalities was to identify them. I think when we have demons inside of us, we have challenges inside of us, and we're saying, what can we do to conquer these demons and become the best version of ourselves? Is we have to realize that they're a part of us and they're not going to go anywhere, and they serve a purpose. We need to embrace those feelings, those personalities inside of us, because they're the ones that are going to shape. They're the ones that are going to bring us to where we need to go. And to be honest with you, those are the personalities that the people that are in your network of relationships, they love. That's who you are. That's what makes you you. And you need to embrace that. You need to show the world that side of you, because that's who you are. Now, granted, nobody is for everyone, and you're going to have people that don't like that side of you or don't like the personality you are, but that's okay, because we're not for everybody. When we stop living a life for everybody, we're living a life for ourselves, which brings us happiness. And then we're able to serve the ones that we do care about, the ones that we do love, more efficiently. So for me, I wanted to say, you can't conquer your demons, but what you want to do is learn from them. You want to understand them. You want to call them by their name. You want to wear them like a badge of honor. They're your shield. They're your armor. And there's a quote that Tyrion Lannister talks about in the Game of Thrones right in one of the earlier seasons. And he's talking to Jon Snow, and he tells him, like, never forget you're a bastard, because the world won't. Wear your shortcomings on your upfront as your armor, because if you call attention to it and you own it, nobody can ever use that to hurt you. And when you take your personality, you take your strengths, your weaknesses, your demons, your good, your bad, and you own it and you take ownership of it, nobody can say, oh, but you're no extrovert, you're really an introvert. Oh, but you're somebody that talks about showing up every day, but you don't. No, you have these things that are yin and yang, good and bad. They're fighting, they're in war, but you need to take them out of war and find a way to compromise between them. Sometimes you need strength. Sometimes you need weakness. Sometimes you need compassion. Sometimes you need understanding. And those personalities, they bring it out of you. So that's my take on it. You can't beat your demons. You can only embrace them. You can only learn to live with them. You can only learn to turn them into your favor and call attention to them. Don't let them be something that you hide from, that you ignore, because that's what makes you you. And when you embrace the you that's you, you're able to live the life you're destined to live. So that's what I got. Thanks for tuning in. Again, this is All In Podcast with Nate Peo. If you want please subscribe to the channel. Helps out a lot. But I'm also on Apple iTunes. You can find the All In podcast with Nate Peo there, or you can visit natepeo.com. Three great choices to connect with me. Hope you'll take a moment and find out where I'm at. Leave a review, leave a comment, subscribe, do something to support if you found value. And if you hated it, please leave a review. We want to hear the good. We want to hear the bad. Anyways, happy Friday. Enjoy.
Make sure to visit our website, therealnatepeo.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, so you'll never miss an episode of All In. While you're at it, if you found value, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if simply tell 2 friends about the show. Looking to connect? You can find Nate Peo on LinkedIn or Instagram.